Before we get started with all of the sections, I wanted to give you my 5 top tips for improving your DSLR video. So throughout this entire course, remember these 5 tips, and I just wanted to get you started, jump right in to giving you some great, awesome tips. Tip number 1 is to use stabilization. If you've never shot video with a DSLR camera before, know that when you do, and when you do it handheld, you will be shaky. It's very hard to get very stable footage using just your hands and the DSLR camera. One of the reasons is that it's just shaped like a photographer's camera and not a camera that you could put on your shoulder for stabilization like an old video camera. So use a tripod, a monopod, a ledge, something to stabilize your footage. Tip number 2 is to shoot like a photographer and to remember your compositions. We're going to be covering how to compose beautiful video in a future section, but remember things like the rule of thirds, something we'll learn about, and just thinking about the backgrounds and the lighting and the colors that are in your frame. Just think like a photographer and get beautiful shots. That's what a DSLR camera is there for. It has amazing quality, it has amazing lenses, so you can get very cinematic photographic video. Tip number 3 is to use the right shutter speed. Using a high shutter speed is good when you're outside, but when you are shooting fast motion, using a very high shutter speed can result in jittery looking action. And so using a slower shutter speed will look better. Also, a quick tip is to use the shutter speed that is twice your frame rate when you are shooting someone that is speaking. So if your frame rate is 2997, the shutter speed should be 60 so that the lips of the person speaking looks like it's matching the audio. And you get that by shooting with a frame rate that is 1/2 the shutter speed, or a shutter speed that is twice the frame rate. Tip number 4 is to forget about autofocus. Autofocus was great with handy cams and the big ENG style video cameras, but on DSLR video cameras, they haven't figured out how to do it just right yet. So forget the autofocus, use manual focus. It takes a lot of practice to get it down right, to do it quickly, but remember, use manual focus, not autofocus. And the last tip, which I'll talk a lot about in the course, is to invest in good audio equipment. The microphone on your DSLR camera does not pick up good audio. It sounds very bad. And so you need to invest in a good onboard microphone like the Rode video mic, or getting an external audio recording device like the Zoom H4n or another Zoom or Tascam recording device with a combination of a lavalier microphone or a shotgun mic to get amazing sounding audio. So those are 5 quick tips for improving your DSLR video. If none of that made sense to you, it's okay, because in the entire course, we're going to be covering all of those tips more in depth, and I can't wait. So have fun, enjoy these lessons, and we'll see you in the next one.